That's right, I'm standing here outside of Westside High School where they've closed the doors for at least 3 weeks as mandated by the city due to COVID-19. What's going to happen to those senior athletes who were hoping to be scouted for their college scholarships, and we're looking forward to those last few moments on the court. We met up with Assistant Principal Tyrone Davis to see how they're adjusting in this unprecedented time. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So as you can see, we are having our interview online today due to COVID-19. So a lot of things have had to adjust, and it's really obviously affected everybody. So from a high school's perspective as administration, what are some of the adjustments that the school made right when they heard the initial reports?
It was definitely a knee-jerk reaction from my district because we did not see this coming. It was a 5 p.m. announcement the day before spring break. So we were asked to stay home. Of course, teachers and students panicked because we thought we had another day of school, which trickled down to a lot of students and teachers coming back the next day to retrieve some of their items. So our immediate reaction was, okay, we're going to take 2 weeks off, and maybe things will be okay after the additional week of spring break. So we went into this thinking that maybe there's a 2-week break rather than a 1-week break. So it wasn't immediate chaos and anxiety. That grew on after week 2.
All the classes have moved online. I don't know if you guys are using Zoom, but how have the students been adjusting with their classes and the teachers for teaching those classes? Maybe some other ones are kind of difficult to do online. How have they been adjusting?
That's a good question.
We are using Zoom and Google Classrooms. Our teachers were using those applications prior to. Westside is a STEM school, which is a integrated technology through all of the STEMs. So our students weren't clueless, and our teachers were not new to technology. However, the range varies beyond the teachers and colleagues. The range of technology ranges. However, we were introduced to Microsoft Teams for the first time. And this is the district's platform for direct instruction. So that's been a learning curve for the entire campus, but in dialogue with neighboring districts and other schools, Westside High School is by far light years ahead with our instructional practices.
What has the emotional toll been, if you've heard, or what are the plans going to be for those seniors who are looking forward to, obviously, prom and those graduation events and activities that you guys schedule in the spring semester?
Very crushed by the fact that it appears as of now that we won't be able to have a large group gathering before the end of the school year. So we haven't been able to answer those questions. However, we have committed to our students, especially the seniors, that we're going to try to celebrate their 12 years of schooling in some way. We don't know what that looks like, but we're up in the air with graduation. We are pretty much accepted the fact that we will not have prom, but we are committed to making sure that our students have the opportunity to commemorate their 12 years of school.
Yeah, and this might, kind of be the same story, but not only just seniors, but specifically athletes. This affects them. How were they looking forward to, those college scouts, giving them scholarships to certain schools? What are they doing when it comes to
So those students were hit hard, and unexpectedly their seasons ended. We had a couple schools in the Houston area that were bound. They were 2 games away from winning the state championship. Our boys and girls were headed into soccer playoffs, So we were very excited about that. But there is some good news when it comes to athletes. We do have some hopes that our students will get an opportunity to, in some way, earn those scholarships if they're a senior and they were looking to be recruited on the state stage or in the playoffs. Hopefully this summer, I've talked to several college prospects, and the coaches are virtual. They're reaching out over the internet as well, and just encouraging those athletes to continue to work out and to just stay positive and to put the work in.
Did you think there's going to be any long-term effects that, maybe after this is all said and done and we're able to return to routine, that are going to carry on?
So we don't know what the long-term effect will be, but we know that we're going to have a lot of students who are needing that social and emotional care. We're not ignoring our staff either, because we know this affects them. They have students. I have 3 high school. I have 3 teenagers in my house, and we're trying to help them along with their educational needs, as well as serve our students. So we know that this is going to be long time in coming. So we're actually excited. We're motivated because our students are worth it, and we're willing to put in the work, whatever it takes.
You said you have 3 teenagers at home yourself, and then as an administrator for high school, are there any tips that you want to give students and parents and teachers out there, how you're holding up, and just what you recommend to keep strong in this time?
Well, the first rule of thumb is to make sure that we do not try to recreate school at home. Students struggle socially, and with all of the roadblocks and the different distractions at home, there's enough stressors. Take breaks, get out socially, don't just stay in the house. And it's okay to be flexible. Just try to commit to at least 3.5 hours of instruction a day at least. But those days do not have to start at 8 o'clock or 7:45 as a typical day. Go ahead and allow your teenagers or your students to adjust and be okay. You're not a perfect teacher, so just commit to giving 100% each day. And if 100% one day looks like frustration, and you're just going to give an hour or 2, then that's your 100% that day. That's my word and my advice to parents.
Well, thank you so much for your wise words. It's been great talking to you. Thank you guys again. I'm Fallon Williams with USC Annenberg. All right, that should be